happened to the guys around me? Seems everyone has got the clouds in there.
How's it going? It's Bryan and Rebekah.
Hi.
From This Liminal Life podcast. This week on the show, we had a really kind of a special thing happen. We interviewed a couple from Colorado, a guy named Cody and his wife Amber Almanzar, I think is how you say it. And we talked about bi-vocational ministry. Cody is the host of the Ordinary Pastor podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. And I say that in all sincerity. One, because it is a pastor, it's a podcast for pastors, and it's interviewing pastors that are just like me. So it's guys like me who are serving a church and just doing regular life and ministry, and it's something that I really get a lot out of. It's very encouraging. They talk about practical topics that pertain to my life and what I do. I don't think it's just for pastors though, so if you are not a pastor but you're in a church, I would highly recommend you listening to that podcast. I always come away with a lot of ideas, with a lot of things that challenge me, challenge my thoughts, and kind of broaden my worldview of what's out there. What were some of the things that you enjoyed about this interview, Rebekah?
I think Cody is a great conversationalist, and I kept thinking as he was sharing that you and Cody were twins separated at birth. And I don't know what it is that makes you both so similar, but Cody and Bryan seem to approach life in a similar way. They're both very positive people who probably live, and I know my husband lives under a lot of stress being a bi-vocational minister. So it was really fun to talk to them, and Amber is refreshing, and she seems to be just an amazing wife and mom. She takes care of their 6 kids while I take care of our 5 kids, and so if you bring those lives together, it seems extremely chaotic and exciting and unpredictable and challenging, and at the same time I can just see that God's pouring out a lot of grace into Bryan and into Cody and into our lives as wives as we walk alongside our husbands. So it was really fun to share stories and to talk about our lives.
Yeah, I think it takes a particular type of person to be a bivocational pastor. You have to be willing and able to switch gears pretty quickly, and it seems like there's things that I've always considered quirks about me that I'm wondering if they might be gifts from the Lord. I don't know.
Let's not call them that just yet.
We're not ready to go quite there. But it is a great conversation. We had a lot of fun. We want to promote their podcast, of what Cody's doing there. I really am a huge supporter of it, and hope that he can get a lot more people listening and a lot more audience, because I really think what he's saying is worth listening to. All right, we're headed to Great Wolf Lodge this weekend with the kids, so I'm sure we'll talk about that. Also in the future, I had a conversation with my friend Ryan Bendel and my other friend Jeremy Howard. We talked about Cam Newton, we talked about the Super Bowl, we talked about racism, and we talked about dabbing. And so that'll be an episode coming up in the future also. So we hope you tune in, hope you enjoy. Subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to the Ordinary Pastor podcast, and we will see you next time from This Liminal Life podcast, where we stand in the threshold
And spit in the wind.
Because he's rocking this song. If